Good morning, everyone.
Sure.
We have another Impact Salesforce Saturday session. Today we have Prakash sir with us, and the session is on automation tools, best practices with examples and hands-on. And Prakash sir is a Salesforce MVP and Learnex certified Salesforce. Salesforce architect and practice manager at GyanSys Inc. And he is also a group leader at Motihari. Hi, this is Praveen Goli. I am certified Salesforce admin and developer and working in TCS. I am also one of the star volunteers of New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group. There are social media handles and hashtags implement Salesforce, Impact Salesforce Saturday session. You can also join New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group in Trailblazer community group so that you can get updates about the upcoming session. And you can follow our website so you can get daily updates. Impact Salesforce Saturday session. This is our virtual session organized by New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group. As I said before, you can find the past and upcoming sessions in the New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group website. And also you can register from our official website so that you can get daily updates. Talent Central. This is again an initiative which is taken up by New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group. It is same like Naukri and Indeed. It acts as bridge in between Salesforce aspiring students who are working for job opportunities and the companies looking for talented students, and Talent Central has success stories getting job opportunities with the help of Talent Central. Recently, New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group started a new initiative, Let's Implement. Here they are connecting the mentors and mentees along with mentorship. They will also get the hands-on experience which will be guided under the mentors. So this is also a great opportunity. Journey to Salesforce is an initiative taken by Salesforce India Developer Group Relations. These are the top contributors to the New Delhi Salesforce Developer Group. They are very active in contributing to the group. Thank you so much guys for the contribution. These are the New Delhi social media handles. You can follow the official channel and get updates every day. Thanks to our sponsors, Cloud1 and GreyOps. Thank you so much guys for joining today's session. I hope you all have great session. And thank you over to Om Prakash sir.
Okay, so I hope my screen is visible to you all. Can someone please confirm?
Yes, sir,
Yes.
it's visible.
Well, so hi everyone. Very good morning. Welcome once again to the New Delhi Developer Group. Thank you very much everyone for your active participation. I can see lots of volunteers in this group, and you are organizing regular events. So thank you very much for doing that. We are learning together with you all. I am happy. Today, I am with you. Thank you for having me. We are going to talk automation tools, best practices. Primary focus for the beginner session, but yeah, a good to have for everyone. Well, we are already in the Salesforce ecosystem. One of the proud moment for us because we all feel like, okay, if you are innovative, if you are learning something new, if you are achieving something new, that is really one of the, it's bring some excitement, right? So in Salesforce, you all know we have 3 release every year. So we have to learn lots of things. We have latest innovation time to time in I can say you in Salesforce events. So we got to know, okay, this is a new thing, and we learn those. So feel proud, like we are in the ecosystem, and nowadays low code love, no code love. We are enjoying that. Like you can also do lots of things without coding. In the same context, automation tools, which is helpful for us. Like we can automate the business process. We can help the users without writing lots of code, or I can say without writing a piece of code, right? So in this context, today we are going to talk some of the best practices because while interacting with so many beginners, so many talents like you, somehow it's needed. Okay, we should talk on this topic time to time, so that we'll learn at one time, okay, what to do, what to don't like, what to do and what we should avoid in our process. So as already introduced earlier by the host, I am Om Prakash, a Salesforce MVP. I am working with GyanSys as a Salesforce practice manager. If you are on Twitter, feel free to connect with me here. If we can also connect on our trailblazer.me profile. So this is my trailblazer.me ID, Om Prakash. Let's connect there as well. Thank you once again for joining. So now, just think from the very beginner mindset, from very basic mindset, okay? And yes, if you think voice is breaking, then please let me know, okay? Thank you. We have to write some automation, means we are going to update some field on the same record, okay? For example, account record will be updated, then update some specific field on the account automatically, right? So we all know we can do by workflow rule, we can do by process builder, we can also do by the flow builder, right? Session will be, if you are going to build something new, like you are going to update the field on the same record before record is saved, means record is not committed in database, but you are going to assign some value on that record. I feel like some disturbance. Okay, so yeah, so please be muted, okay? And if you have some question, then you can always ask. So in the context of, okay, record is not saved yet, but we are going to assign some field value, then choose record trigger flow. And in the record trigger flow, we have before save flow trigger, okay? And it's 10x, more than 10x faster comparing to the workflow rule or process builder. So here the takeaway is, when you are going to update some field on the same record, in context of, okay, for saving the record, I mean, record is not committed in database, but you are going to change something, that time use record trigger flow. And in the record trigger flow, before save flow trigger. Okay, I hope it's clear. Any confusion, please text. Many of you are already doing this, and awesome. Stop implementing it in the workflow rule or process builder now. Okay. Next slide. If I see similar situation, but here maybe similar, like just think we are updating account, or maybe account record is getting updated from somewhere else, and you have to update the contacts, means different record, okay? That time record triggered flow again, because record is updating, or record is created, or record is deleted, then record triggered flow automatically launched, right? And that time choose after save flow trigger. So very similar to trigger. If you you are developer, if you are from development background, then you know already in trigger we have after insert, something this here, after save flow trigger. Again, session will be, don't use create new workflow rule or process builder here for the same thing. Okay. One more advantage, like why we are encouraging huge flow, why you are suggesting flow, because many of you already experienced debugging option is very easy in flow. In the flow, we have debug tools, and we can go ahead, we can check all the details, all the log in the debug, right? In compared to process builder. So it's cool, like go with the flow. In previous requirement, like in the previous two slide, I was talking about the use flow, don't use process builder, right? Now think, you have already some complex process builder, okay? Means you have already written lots of logic from earlier. Now you have to do something specific, and you don't feel, okay, it's very small thing, I should not write flow for the entire logic, okay? That time you can utilize the power of auto launched flow. As of now, I was talking about the record trigger flow, right? Record trigger flow means when record is created, flow will automatically launched. But here I'm talking about the auto launched flow, means this flow can be called from the process builder. It was already with us from long time, right now, in compared to the record trigger flow. Okay, so what is the benefit of that? Maybe that auto launch flow is reusable. You can use that from the multiple process builder, and also that auto launch flow can be called from various places, like maybe you can call from REST API. So goal is you are building some reusable component, I mean reusable logic in auto launched flow. So in process builder, you have to add some new action. That time you are also not doing lots of things. Simply add a new action, call a flow, and call your flow. This is for the case where there is some huge functionality gap. Okay, no, I will not create everything from everything in flow from scratch. I have to achieve some piece of functionality. Then you can use these things. Okay. So as of now, I was talking auto launched flow, record triggered flow. As a beginner mindset, if you are beginner here, then it can be very confusing sometimes. From where, and how to create the thought process. Which flow will need it, like when to create record triggered flow, when to create screen flow. So this session is when you are going to create flow in Salesforce org. This is first screen right now. Like click new flow, this screen is available. Read carefully and everything is mentioned there. Record triggered flow means simply whenever a record will be updated, deleted, or created, automatically call the flow. Similar to process builder. So go with the record triggered flow. Auto launch flow, I have given example recently. I have to call this flow from the process builder, maybe from the any other API, from other processes. That time auto launch flow. Okay, so here if I talk a small difference between auto launch and record, then suppose when account is updated, then you are calling a process builder on the account update, and from the process builder you are calling the auto launch flow. Okay, now stop the auto launch flow, stop the hold the auto launch flow, stop, deactivate your process builder. You can directly do the same thing from the record triggered flow. Okay, so here process builder, then auto launch flow, but here it is directly called when record is updated, when DML is performed. I hope if you are new, then also you are very much clear when auto launched and when record triggered flow. That's in terms of record, update, delete something. Okay, screen flow. Name is screen means whenever you have to take some input from user, you have to take some input and we have to process. Yeah, for input we need a screen. So we're not going to directly write like lightning component for everything. We can utilize a screen flow if our requirement is feasible for this. So you can create complex page on next page, some functionality. Many of you have already participated in some flow challenge earlier. I saw on the Twitter, right? So you aware. If you are new, then also you can go ahead and try screen flow. There is a specific trailhead module we have. I will also share you at the end of the session, so you can learn from there if you are very new. Schedule trigger flow means something in future, right? Maybe something will I need some specific logic after a specific time period. Okay, so you can go with the schedule trigger flow. And if you're a very beginner, then also as of now you can skip, but no worry, just for info purpose, like when platform event, you are implementing platform event and you have to trigger some flow, then have already platform event triggered flow. So if you are a beginner, then firstly I suggest please learn something about platform event later, and then you can try implementing this also. So this was some goal. Okay, when you are going to choose type of flow, then don't be confused. A specific, I feel sometimes if you are a very beginner, then I am getting confused in the auto launch and record triggered flow, right? But now we are good. Okay, when to call record, when to call auto launch, and read carefully, then go ahead Acha. Now, I am just assuming you are able to hear me in properly, because earlier you told me about network issue, but if any issue, please text me. Now we are going to create flow. We have discussed something, okay, about the basic thing. Now, on the traffic, you go and wait first, right? Like if something red light there, then you are going to stop there, okay? Why not in the programming and in the your implementation always also? Hold on, wait before writing something or before creating new flow, then implement something running. Wait for a second, wait for a minute. Why to wait? Think carefully about the business process, about the requirements. Not only for flow, but this for anything you are going to do in anywhere, right? Means if you are going to build something, please think carefully what is business process, what is requirement, what is best way to do that. Okay, if you are decision maker, then it's also your role. If you're not decision maker, but still you can think and you can discuss now what to do and what to implement, how to implement, when we need a record trigger flow, when we need auto launch flow, something, right? After that, maybe during learning time, you are going to learn. Then maybe you are doing some project in Trailhead. Okay, we have Trailhead projects for flow also. Then don't only follow that step, think carefully. Sometimes try key. Maybe I'm talking in terms of here learning. If you're learning on the Trailhead project, then follow the all steps. But before that, think carefully what you are going to do. Somehow try it on a paper. Okay, this is something output, this is input, how you are taking source of information. When you think the source of information, I mean source of input, how input is coming, you are able to take a call which type of flow I am going to build. Same thing, if you are able to think logic without writing, without building in long term, okay, this logic I needed here, just a rough idea. Okay, I need to get some record, I need to delete some record, I need to update some record. You are able to draw some logic on the paper very easily. You can save your time and very easily you can build and draw on the system itself, right? So for this, please wait, please plan accordingly, then go to implementation part. And it's applicable for everything, right? Either you are a developer or you are a admin or any role you play. Understanding the requirement is very, I can say, primary thing. Now, this is very basic, but still, sometimes in hurry, maybe sometimes in the, quick deployment or whatever, sometimes you skip the process. Skip the process means sometimes maybe some developer is going and building something in the EVT directly, right? Different, maybe in different testing environment. Okay, no, please follow. Like, okay, if you are doing something, please follow your from your development org. You have a development org, I mean development sandbox you have, or maybe if you are learning in your developer edition org, then in your developer edition org, your test environments there, like don't do any changes directly on the production, or maybe I mean don't break the some chain. If you have some process you build in the sandbox, developer sandbox, then go in the specific sandbox, then go there, right? So please follow that. Never hard code Salesforce IDs. You know already we have lots of things like custom label you can use, custom settings you can use. Don't do a hard coding of IDs in any of our automation tools as well as in anywhere, right? Because hard coding ID, you know what happened. Maybe the same ID is not available in the different org, right? Maybe the same record is deleted, or lots of use case you can think here, but just goal is avoid hard coding IDs. How to avoid? If you're very new, no worry. Lots of resources, lots of blogs we have. Please Google it, go on the YouTube, and you can find out lots of things about the avoid hard coding of the IDs, Salesforce IDs, record IDs. Here we are in the flow. In terms of flow, we are talking as of now. So it's good practice. Always keep saving because you notice when you are creating some flow and you have lots of complex elements there. Then suggestion is please save at a specific interval, right? So Is debugging. I have already discussed earlier. We have a very good debugging tool, powerful debug tools in the flow. So utilize that so that maybe if you are facing some issue, then also you can go ahead and track where issue is. Maybe it's running well. Then also session is go and debug, check the debug. Why? Because it's running well in some specific condition. Maybe if you are looking on the debug log, you can easily find out, oh, it will not work in that condition. Means goal is key. Apply the power of debug log. Okay, not only come for debug you and something failure happen. Make some practice. Okay, you're building, then you are checking the debug log sometimes. Okay, and very interesting. I found it recently. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Quote by Albert Einstein. So very much relatable here. Means what you are going to do as an admin or as a developer, you need to explain it, right? Maybe if you are building something, if you are able to explain me, it means wow, you have built it from the scratch, right? Or maybe you have knowledge of that thing. So theme, how I am going to relate this here. Detailed description of flow. Maybe you are going to log into some Salesforce org, you can see some flow have no description. Maybe your colleague or maybe your someone senior or maybe junior has not written the description. It might possible, right? No, if you are going to build something, please make sure you are going to put description there. You are going to put description for flow version also. Like maybe I have a flow 1, I am going to save as that flow version, then also add description why you have saved a new version. Benefit is that next time when you are coming back for some change with some change request, then it's very easy. You can find out in which version I have to work. Getting me? Means suppose you have 4 flow versions, then sometimes I personally faced it. You click on everything, click, and then look on that key where to change. Sometimes it happened, na? If version 3 was working well, in version 4 you have done some changes, and now you need version 3 was good. Maybe if these things are coming, then description are your best friend there. You are going to look on that, and we are going to use your implement your required functionality. Naming convention. We always like almost in our almost session, like trailblazers like you, me, we talk about naming convention, but still we feel we should talk more about this because sometimes we don't have much time. Maybe you don't have much time to think naming convention. Proper name for the variable and elements, and you're just going to put something. No, please avoid those practices. Try to add some meaningful variable name elements. Sometimes elements name and variable name is very much helpful for finding the intent कि अंदर क्या हो रहा है उसको उस elements में क्या चल रहा है, right? So you can actually click on that. Sometimes you don't need to read the description. Name is good, okay? So description we are already talked for the. We have also talked for the discussed for the variable elements naming convention. Same goes for the variable elements description, because name elements sometimes your name is not sufficient, means you have to add some description for those variable and elements. You can see we have description section there. They are optional, but don't leave those blank. Please use some meaningful. I'm talking not something, okay, this is element A, this is element B, right? Some meaningful description. And trust me, your colleague or your manager will feel proud on that. Like wow, hey, they are managing it very well. They are putting lots of efforts in the description thing, right? Here's something for Apex, just for info purpose. If you are building Apex action, generally for info purpose, if you are not developer, if you are developer, then good thing that already we can call Apex action from the flow. And even your admin, then also you can call Apex action from flow. Maybe you are not going to develop that Apex action, but you are going to build that Apex action. You are going to create those Apex class. Then please also put the meaningful label for the methods and variables. Meaningful means, okay, after looking on those variable, if I am an admin, I am going to use your action. I don't have idea what is happening in the logic, but I know what is functionality. Then after looking on the variable, after looking on the methods, I can figure out what is happening. Okay, so please put that. And power of the flow builder, I found this meme on the Google. He tried to convince me, like, if you don't know the power of flow, right, then convince me what you are going to do something similar. You can laugh for smiling. I viral this image, but goal is you don't use the powerful capabilities of flow builder, then expression will be like this. Means flow has lots of powerful features, tools. That's why we are talking, and I shared you earlier. Now shop is creating new process builder and workflow, which is directly you can move to the flow builder, right? Some exception like, okay, if you have to send outbound message, then currently you have to go for the workflow rule currently, right? So few powerful capabilities like Subflow. Means if you think, okay, some repeatable logic is there, then why not create a flow and call that flow from another flow? So that's called subflow. So in the same way, like benefit is that you are not going to write, you are not going to build same thing again and again in different flow. You can click some module. If you are from programming background, you know we create methods and methods as per functionality. Similarly here, why not utilize the power of flow? That's the flow as a small method, something. Okay. Custom labels, I talked earlier for the avoid hard coding things, right? Very friendly, helpful for you. Custom labels, these things. So these are some small and I can say big powerful things here for the navigation control. Let me give you example. Maybe if this term is new for you. I have one screen in a screen flow. I have a screen. I am taking input from user, clicking next. Then there is some update process, maybe something happening. Based on that, just assume next we have another screen. I'm giving an example. So here first screen, then some DML is happening. Maybe record is creating here, and next is screen. And when user will click next, okay, so then we get to the next screen. In the middle of both screens, some logic process happened. I will give an example. Record is creating. Now from the second screen, if user click back, if I was discussing that time about the subflow and custom label, right? So we are talking about utilize the subflow, utilize the custom labels. I already discussed backward navigation control. Means when you have two screen and in the middle of two screen, if there is some logic, then you should control given previous button will be visible or not. So we have that option. Error message with fault connector. So suppose if you have some exception in your flow, maybe I have clicked on the screen next, then some DML happening and some exception occurred in the backend, then some unhandled exception show on the page. Now, if you are going to use fault connector, then you can easily connect with the meaningful message with help of fault connector. So session is please use fault connector. Paste all the possible use cases like positive and negative use cases for your flow, not only for flow, but it's for everything you do. We always need to keep governor limits also in the flow. Means if you are using get record, update record, delete record, or create records, then make sure if you are not using these elements inside the loop. Okay, and if you are going to use, then of course DML issue will have. Governor limit can be exceeded. So maybe if you have a limited record, then you can do that and it's working. But when we have more than record, then it will fail. So suggestion is don't do this, right? Migration. Earlier I was talking about the start building flow. Now if you have some complex requirement, you are going to build a complex flow and you have already some process builder and some workflow rule, then suggestion is start migrate something, like discuss about the migration strategy and learn more about the migration. How can we migrate from the process builder workflow rule to the flow? So we need to think lots of things. Okay, when we need to migrate, when we need to keep those. Okay, so explore a little bit about those. And so some best practices, I was supposed to give some demo of screen flow and fault, some record trigger flow, and some common mistakes. But looking on the time, I think let's leave the demo part. I think I am able to share you some of the basic levels on the beginner level and some middle level. I can say you some tips and techniques, some practice today. I will suggest you please take these screenshots and please do this in your org. And in the next session, I think next Saturday we also have a session. I think that is for okay. So team will announce automatically, right? So that time, if you have any question, we'll also cover this demo. Okay. So I will ask you in the starting. Okay, if you are able to do this by yourself, like what I'm going supposed to do here. This demo part was based on the given best practices. I have discussed something. Don't use the DML in the loop. Earlier, I discussed this backward navigation control. Okay, error message fault connector. So please try to reproduce these things and then fix this thing with best practices. Try to reproduce. If you are going to do some DML, then keep these records, I mean these elements outside of loop, and it will work. Okay, these are some very great resources. I will suggest please explore, take the screenshot, please explore these. It will be very helpful for you. And automate and integrate with flows. Very good mix we have from the TDX20, by the way. Sorry, DMTX, I mean DMTX20 last year, but it's a Telemix, so no matter, you can always use. Please go ahead. If you have not explored it, there are trails for build flow with flow builder. Please try that also. I will learn lots of things there. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. If you have any question, I think we can take some questions from chat. And if you have any question, you can always go to trailbs.salesforce.com and you can ask the question. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, New Developer Groups, and thank you everyone for joining. I'm sorry for some network issue, but that's good. You have managed the quiz in the middle. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So any question in chat or? Yes, so flow is much faster than process builder. Especially the question is flow is much faster than process builder. Yes, so especially when we are going to update some record in terms of, I can say you, I was giving an example. We have one record, maybe account, and on the account itself, we have to update some field after the creation account. When account is created or when account is updated, we need to update a different field. So before save flow triggered, it's very much more than 10x faster. Am I audible now? I think some network, some voice is coming.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay, that's cool. And if any more question, actually, I will suggest please, let me see, stop my screen. And you can directly DM me. Actually, I'm just moving on another call. We have already meeting at 11. Okay, so no worry. Let me share you the. I have already given you link for the. Yeah, you can also DM me here. Sorry, here. Let me share the link, and you can always ask question in our Telegram community. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye bye. Take care.
Yeah, thank you, sir.